How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another Creativerse video. But wait, what's this switch? Da 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 da! And finally, it's happened. I've hit 500 subscribers. I do not know what to say except thank you all so much for supporting my channel over the last, what is it, 7 or 8 months now I've been doing this channel. It's absolutely beyond comprehension that I've gotten this far, and it's so wonderful that so many of you enjoy my videos. I just don't know what to say except that it's really exciting, and thank you. Now, as you can see here with all the new stuff, we are playing on the new update R33 for Creativerse. This is just a little switch that I attached to 2 different delay gates here, which were each very tediously attached to each individual LED block up here, so that they would go on in sequence. If I'd wanted to be crazy, I could have attached them to loads of different delay gates so that they went around the letters as they turned on, but that would have taken all day just to link up. Anyway, guys, absolutely thank you so much for helping me hit 500 subscribers. It's absolutely wonderful that you enjoy my channel, and I know I'm repeating myself at this point, but there we go. And I hope you continue watching on my journey to 1,000 if I ever get there. Now, what I'm going to do is, while I talk about the new features of the update, I'm going to take a quick, not exactly stroll through the mountains, as one of the new updates is the glider, which I can just swoop casually through the mountains on. Oops, sorry there, guys. I had a very slight blip in recording. Anyway, as I just said, I am going to be using the glider through the mountains on the way back as we talk about the mod, and this leads to my first small criticism of the update, and that is that the glider feature is only available to pro players. Now, it's a wonderful feature. You can see here, it's just really fun. It's so much fun. But I do feel like it would be best given to all the players rather than just to pro players. But it is a new feature and it's not very necessary, so I can kind of understand, you know, it's okay. Now, the main feature of the update, of course, is the new logic system and machines. And now that includes this lever, the delay gates, those LEDs, and a load of other things. One way you could think of it, that I think would be an easy way to explain it if you've played Minecraft, is that it is like Minecraft's entire redstone system condensed into about 8 different blocks rather than massive circuits and made wireless. It's a really cool system. It's really easy to get to grips with, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun as we learn about it over the next few months, as all the players start to figure out what can be done with it. Because I've got a few ideas already, and I'm sure I'm not even plumbing the surface of what can be done with it. Another thing that's been done is that storage for chests has been increased, in some cases almost doubled. So all chests have been increased in storage capacity. That's very good. Where am I even going? Yeah, I think I'm going in the right direction. The next very slight criticism I have of this update is that part of the pro system, which is basically a way by which players can pay money to get kind of some additional features. It's kind of like, whoops, sorry again, my recorder really hates me today. So yes, the new pro system is Playful Corpse kind of new way of gaining a little bit of revenue, and there's nothing wrong with it in itself. I only have a few small criticisms about it, and that is that pro players get boosted stamina and inventory space. As you might know, as you might notice here, I've got quite a lot more inventory space than a standard player now has. That and new advanced world creation options have been added. This is fine, but a few of the older world creation options, for example, like peaceful creatures and stuff, have been moved over to being only available to pro players. Now that I'm not quite so in favour of, because it does involve taking away content from free to play and putting onto the paid part of the game. However, apart from that, it is a very good and necessary system in that, now this is another thing that people are going to grumble about, but I am going to explain to you at least why I think it's necessary. Basic players can no longer, that is non-paid players, can no longer create more than one world. Now, don't panic, because it doesn't mean that you have to throw away your multiple worlds. If you have 5 or 6 worlds or whatever, however many worlds, you get to keep them. You just won't be able to make more until you're a pro player. Now this seems like quite a kick in the teeth at first, and it still kind of is, except it's a very necessary one, because server load and cost of maintaining as many servers for as many unplayed and unused worlds for this game must have been getting absolutely intense. I have hosted a Minecraft server before. I've paid for hosting, and of course companies can, you know, use their own server kind of hardware or pay for large industrial scale servers, but it does still cost quite a lot of money to run dedicated servers, especially for something that will create as much use as Creativerse. So I completely understand why they've gone with that. Yeah, just don't worry, you don't lose any of your old worlds. The payment to go to Pro is $20 US, but if you have at any point purchased something from Playful Corp before, that is the game when it was not free to play, or a coin package or something like that, then you automatically get boosted to pro status as a thank you for supporting the game in its earlier development. This is oh, I've actually gone in completely the wrong direction, so I'm just going to go through. I ended up accidentally going towards my touchstone, which is at a secret location, so I shouldn't go there. So yes, the pro system is new. There's kind of upsides and downsides to it, but a lot of it is very necessary, at least the server side of it. I've mentioned my criticisms at least, so let's move on to the good stuff, and that is the new power system. We have a number of new blocks, and they are quite interesting. I'm just going to show you them here. I should have enough materials to craft them all. I was part of a beta where I tested out and kind of played with the stuff before official release, so I am a little bit familiar with these. Not incredibly familiar. You know, I was quite busy the week I got to do it, so I only got to spend maybe an hour or so with it, but the most basic thing is that we can make a wiring tool. Now that enables us to see kind of wiring connections, and it is this kind of guy here. It brings up this little kind of holographic screen panel. Next thing we're probably going to want to make is a switch, and this we can just turn it on and turn it off, and we can send. Now say if I've put down an LED, I can then attach that to the LED and then flip the switch to make it come on. And then we have things like a flip-flop gate, which is a way of kind of switching something to true or false in formal logic every other time it's activated. And inverter gates, which is like if it's sending a true signal to it, will send out a false signal. And kind of a delay gate, which is the one I use to delay it. It sends a signal to it. The amount of time you set passes, and then it sends on the signal. A logic gate, which is a way of having like two. If you want to have only two inputs, make it kind of output a true signal, or just one and not the other, or both, or neither. As you can see, and, or, XOR, NAND, NOR, XNOR. So that's all kind of formal logic stuff. You know, so if you've done electrical engineering or programming, you've probably come across that kind of logic before. And another pad. This one's a little bit interesting because you send a number and it another object kind of will where is the item? There's where is it? Yeah, it's the maybe I haven't crafted it. There is an item anyway. I think I've lost it somewhere in the crafting menu. Here we are, number comparison gate. And I am out of storage. So briefly I'll just make that. The number comparison gate. Where are you? Get in my hop, are you? And this guy will compare if a number it's receiving is kind of the number it wants. And I think you can actually use this guy on its own. Like you have to, and if you put in the right number, it will output a correct signal. But this one's a good one if you want to. Yes, that's it. That one can output its signal on its own. But this one will compare numbers. And if they match like another number, and it will output a true signal. There's all sorts of crazy stuff it can do. And there's the humble pressure plate as well. So, you know, if you want to just have something, so you come in and, you know, you come into a place and it wants to activate something like turn on a light or open a door, you can just have it go boom, and it will change something. As you can see there, it turned it off. So yeah. Ding. And it will kind of revert to its previous state afterwards. So yeah, that's basically it. It looks like not much, but these things can be used for a hell of a lot of different stuff. There is so much we can do with this. This is basically almost all of the basic structures of formal logic right here. Almost everything. So there's not so much it can interact with right now. It can interact with lights, the LEDs, all sorts of lamps and the Arctech lights, that is. Doors and gates and things like that. I believe, missing something. What was it? There was one thing it can also interact with. Fans. Yes, very important. It can also turn on fans on and off, which is an amazing change to fans. There's going to be lots of stuff I think I can do with that. So that is it for update stuff, I think, and time to move on. I have been building a lot since the last video. I've done all of this out here, and I think it's about time I started working on the lower section. So I'm going to get a little bit more done on this because I didn't get quite as much done before I had to start recording the video as I'd like. So I'm going to get a little bit more done, and then we'll have a closer look. See you in a minute, guys. Okay, here we are. I thought it would be a good time to do a bit of work inside the tower. And I have done the entire interior here. Nothing too complicated, but I tried to make it look interesting. I thought I'd give it a little bit of an altar-ish kind of look. And I think that actually came out quite well. A lot of slabs and stairs, and left these bits of blue stained glass visible for a bit of colour. With a little bit of obsidian here. Really just kind of building on the fly and with what feels good. Now, with this elevator here, what I'm going to do is, my old elevators worked, but I want to make it ever so slightly more fancy. This is kind of pointless doing this because it makes almost no difference to how it works. But I'm going to have it so that these only turn on when I step on this pressure plate. Boom! And up I go. It is almost literally pointless, because if you walked into them when they were turned on, it would work anyway. You could kind of use it to get down the same route now, at least. And it does mean, the only issue I used to have, where I used to get stuck in the middle of them, if I don't know if you ever saw that on camera, but if I fell down, I could get stuck in the middle of the chain, just going up and up and up and down in my old base. That can no longer happen because I'll deactivate, so there's that. But I've got this thing happening here anyway. So yeah, that's cool. Very simple little elevator. Playful Corp did do a really cool thing about... Whoops, it's being a bit weird. There we are. They did a really cool thing about using the number pad to select, like, what floor you're going to go to, which is really cool. And I'd love to play around and figure out how they did that, because that would be a lot of fun. Okay, now what we're going to do here is we're going to have some stairs coming down. And I am thinking that we'll put them beginning here. Now. Ooh, actually, no. Yeah, I'm going to put them a little bit further forwards. Because I don't want to reveal... yeah, this here will be fine, yeah. I didn't want to reveal blocks which would kind of reveal the inner workings of the build. Just because I think that often looks unsightly. So yeah, if I have it here... Oh, is that a visible block? No, it's not. Awesome. I was worried. I thought that might be a visible block. Okay. So we're only going coming down the two. So we've only got to do this little bit here. And then building this right here. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'll do a tower here where this is. Because I could possibly do something, but I'm not sure, and it's quite possible I won't, because I don't know. We'll see how it goes. If I do, I might end up having to redesign this a little bit, but we will see. I actually think this kind of looks okay, and I'm worried about making it a little bit too big. Right now, it kind of works, and I might revisit it in the future if I want to add a spire to it, but for now, I don't think I'm going to. I don't want it to... See, I don't want it to tower over this building here is the main thing. I want that to have a little bit of dominance. I don't want the tower, the kind of these little corner fort things to dominate the interior of the city too much. I want them to dominate the smaller buildings, but I want this to be able to stand proud. So... yeah, for now, we're going to leave that as it is. And I won't do any of this on camera. This is just running through that. Like, oh god, this... I think I spent 4 solid hours building this today. Just placing blocks. And it's not done. If I run down here, you can see there's a lot of stuff that goes into placing these. It's quite intense. And I thought I was going to have... next few days to do some videos, but my girlfriend sprung a plan on me to go down to hang out with her family. So I was like, oh, okay, I've got to do everything today. Okay, let's get to work. so I've been hard at work getting all this stuff built. Okay, so on to the next bit. Let's see if can I land on the bed? Oh, yeah. Awesome. Okay. So next bit is we're going to be going down here and building kind of this thing, basically, down and kind of seeing how it looks and seeing if we need to do any modifications to the design over the version of it I've got over there. And seeing how it looks of the wall on top of it. Because it might end up not looking right and we might end up having to do some additions. So I'm going to go and I'm going to do a bit of that and I'll be back in a minute. See you in a moment. Okay, guys, so I've come to a little bit of a decision here. I was looking at this and thinking it's going to be too repetitive and I'm going to need something to break it up a little bit. So what I'm deciding to do is rather than just having just these guys go down, I'm actually going to, in the middle, have a larger piece coming down. So we're going to be coming down kind of like this here, and then here like that. And then, so it's kind of like a 3x2 buttress. And it might as well fill this guy in just so we don't get too many creatures spawning inside him. Okay, so there we end up with... Oh, let's get this leaves out of the way. Ah, no! Oh, I've been getting a little bit of random lag today, and that made me fall off. So, there we go. So, yeah, this is kind of the idea. Now, let's see if we can... Now, Leafy, you are just in the way. Will you not run away from me? Come on. Go away. And of course, I'm out of inventory space. Okay, so... I can just see myself getting into all sorts of confusion at what gauntlet I've got open at any one time now. Now I've got, like, 2 different types of gauntlet. It's going to be... I can see it becoming quite confusing in some places. Okay. So we've got that guy. I'm just going to tear down these leaves, because we don't really need them anymore. It was just to give, like, an outline for, like, the leaves were partially going to help me figure out where to put the walls anyway, so now I've done them. They're not really needed. So yeah, there we go. And I think that works much, much better as a design. Now, the one thing I'm not sure of is, should I keep this block here or replace it with one of these guys? Oh yeah, I think replacing it works better. Okay, so let's get on there and replace it. Now, quickly, let's see if we can get another one. Let's see if we can get this one here done, just so we can have a look at 2 of them next to each other to see how they look. I think I'm going to need a few more stair blocks. And of course, I'm out of inventory space because that is always my plight in this game. Yeah, I've been playing around with the machines a little bit, and they are lots of fun. Unfortunately, now I've not really messed around with mob manipulation, I should say, much, but I am under the impression, and maybe I'm massively mistaken, but I'm under the impression that mobs don't take full damage. And if that is true, unfortunately, it means I won't be able to do what I really wanted to be able to do, and that is mob traps. At least not the standard kind of like mob traps where I just knock them down a big hole and let them die. But I do have an alternate plan if it is true that I can't have them die and by turning them into big squishy pizzas. So I've got a few ideas for things, and I am thinking that I will do a tutorial series on the machines as I come up with designs. So expect that. It's going to be separate to the standard tutorials. So, you know, if you're not particularly interested in the machines, you know, you don't have to like put up with lots of content about them. And because I think they're kind of complex enough that they kind of merit their own series in a way. Just because they have... Whoops, I've done that wrong. I need to go up there again. They have a lot of their... what am I even saying? I'm devolving it into complete and utter nonsense here. Just saying random words. They have enough complexity that they are, at least I see them as, a very, very distinct kind of section of the game, to the point where it might be worth kind of showing that by having them in a different series, because if I mix them in with standard videos, if people were looking specifically for the videos of that, then they'd be like going, oh, like, episode 11 is like this, but episode 12 is this other thing. This doesn't fit together. So yeah, I'm going to do them in their own series, just because I imagine I'm going to be coming up with a lot of designs, especially as more things get added. And let me know what you think about that. Also, as I do the series, I imagine that I'm going to... what I think would be nice is if you guys come up with a really cool design that you want me to show off. And of course, you know, I would... Oh, I did that thing wrong again. I'm still getting used to doing that different. If you come up with a really cool design that you want me to show off, then send it to me or show me somehow the design, and I will maybe put that in a video and go, hey, look, this guy who built this really cool thing. And I think that might be a nice way to do it. It's because I kind of enjoyed watching a lot of kind of Minecraft videos back in the day about people's redstone designs, so I think it'd be fun if people sent in their designs, and if there's one that's really cool, I'll do a video on it, just because, you know, I might have a little bit of experience in the Minecraft stuff, but I'm not great at this, so there's gonna be lots and lots of really cool stuff people come up with that I wouldn't even have a hope of thinking up on my own. So it would be really nice if we kind of shared ideas, and that would be really fun, I think. It would be another kind of reason for me to go into other people's worlds and see stuff they've made, and I really love doing that. So yeah, absolutely. If you have a really cool machine design that you want to show off, let me know, and I'll take a look at it, and maybe we'll do a video about it, because I think that'd be a lot of fun. Okay, so here we go. Let's get these guys out of the way a little bit. And yeah, I think that's working. Okay, cool. I think that is working. It's breaking up the monotony a little bit, and it's looking quite cool. Not entirely sure how it's going to look when everything's finished yet, of course. Hopefully by next video I'll have this section of wall actually completely done, and we can see it in all its glory. The next thing for the wall, I'm not sure if it's going to be the next video, but the next thing here, anyway, is that we're going to be bringing this road in towards here and doing a big kind of gate beneath the main section of the wall, and I'm considering making a tunnel into my massive mine over here in the mountain, because I think it'd be a cool place to do some projects. Because over the series, this has been where I've collected resources and blown things up. So there's a big hole in the world here, and I think it'd be fun to do something with it. So yeah, I'm thinking I'll have a big tunnel going into that, and we'll do something with that. Anyway, this is feeling really good. I've gotten loads and loads of stuff done today, even if it's been pretty flat out on the building. But yeah, I'm really excited about the new update. Really excited to get playing with some of this stuff and figuring out what I can do with it. I imagine there's going to be so much that can be done with this. I mean, think about it this way. In Minecraft, a guy managed to build an entire functioning, like, processor out of redstone. And so with this, I can only imagine what we might be able to do, especially with it being wireless. A lot of the limitations in redstone are just circumvented instantly there. So it's going to be really exciting seeing what people come up with this. Anyway, guys, it's been absolutely great seeing this new update. It's absolutely wonderful that so many of you have subscribed to me, so thank you again for helping me reach 500 subscribers, and really looking forward to the future of the channel and this game. I really hope you've enjoyed the video. Please leave any feedback if you have something you'd like to add, and I will see you next time. See you later, guys.